You have been waiting for an apology that is never going to come. Not because they forgot. Not because they do not know what they did. But because apologizing to you would destroy something they need to survive. Most people think refusing to apologize is stubbornness. It is not. In psychology, the inability to apologize is one of the clearest signals of how someone truly sees themselves and how little they actually value you. Here is what is really happening inside the mind of someone who never says sorry. Part 1. Their identity cannot afford to be wrong. For most people, admitting a mistake is uncomfortable. For some people, it is psychologically devastating because their entire sense of self is built on being right, being competent, being superior. An apology does not just mean they made a mistake. To them, it means they are a mistake. So instead of apologizing, they rewrite the story. Suddenly, you are too sensitive. Suddenly, you misunderstood. Suddenly, it never happened the way you remember. Because the alternative, admitting they were wrong, threatens everything they have built inside their own mind. Part 2. Apologizing means giving you power. There is a power dynamic hidden inside every apology. When someone says sorry, they are momentarily placing themselves below you, acknowledging that you were right and they were wrong. For a person who is obsessed with control, that moment is unbearable. An apology is not just words to them. It is surrender, and they will never surrender. Not to you, not to anyone. So they stay silent, or they attack, or they flip the situation until somehow you are the one apologizing to them. Part 3. They lack the empathy required. A genuine apology requires one thing above everything else: the ability to feel what the other person felt, to sit with their pain and say, "I caused that, and I am sorry." Some people are simply not capable of this. Not because they are evil, but because their emotional wiring does not extend that far. They can see that you are upset. They cannot feel why it matters. And you cannot apologize for pain you do not believe is real. This is not a communication problem. This is an empathy problem. And empathy cannot be argued into someone who was never taught to have it. Part 4. They were never taught that relationships survive. Apologies. Some people grew up watching the adults around them never apologize to each other, never admit fault, never show vulnerability without it being used against them. So they learned, admitting you are wrong means you are weak, and weakness gets punished. The refusal to apologize is not always arrogance. Sometimes it is a survival strategy they learned before they were old enough to question it. That does not make it acceptable, but it explains why they cannot give you what you are asking for. They were never shown how. Part 5. What to do when the apology never comes here is the uncomfortable truth. Waiting for an apology from this type of person is giving them permanent control over your peace. You are outsourcing your healing to someone who has already shown you they will never provide it. The apology you need does not have to come from them. It can come from you, to yourself, for staying too long, for expecting accountability from someone who was never capable of it. That is not weakness. That is the most powerful thing you can do. People who never apologize are not strong. They are fragile in a way they cannot afford to show you. Their silence is not confidence. It is fear dressed up as control. Once you see that, the apology stops mattering. Because you finally understand who you were actually dealing with. Cognilux. We don't motivate. We clarify. Subscribe before someone uses this on you.